Time for another mailbag here on Seahawks Today, where we answer the questions you send in that come from our live show. Use the hashtag Seahawks or your super chat. We'll respond to those questions in real time. And here's the deal, folks. You got to subscribe to the channel. We are doing these mailbags on our live shows. And if you're not a part of our live shows and sending in your questions, I mean, you're missing out. We have a heck of a time every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Send in your questions. Hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat to get on the mailbag. Subscribe to the channel. Click the link and turn on notifications. We'll get started. Scarface writes in, hashtag Seahawks, you think Seattle should put Daryl Taylor as a defensive end instead of a edge rusher? Scarface, hate to break it to you, but that's pretty much the same thing. I mean, when we look at guys, one of the things we do actually here at Chat Sports is we list the defensive ends and, those outside linebackers as edges. And so, with that said, I think the Seahawks, one way or the other, figure it out. I trust the Seahawks to do what they do with that defensive position, that they put Daryl Taylor where he needs to be as far as that goes. To me, I don't think that's that big of a deal, quite frankly. But thanks for the question. Ben writes, hashtag Seahawks, hashtag Papa Seahawk. I've been doing this show like a year now, and for whatever reason, you guys call me Papa. Think I'm your dad for whatever reason. I don't know how the hell that happened, to be honest. Seahawks trade the 20 to the Jags for Josh Allen. Hey, we brought up the possibility last week, and I told you that's not a bad idea, because in actuality, the 20th selection, Josh Allen is probably going to be better than most guys that would be available with that 20th pick. Josh Allen's a very good player, a very good pass rusher, would help out the Seahawks team. Granted, because he's a veteran, you're going to have to pay him more than you would a rookie, supposedly. But, yeah, I am not opposed to that idea one bit. And just to reiterate, for the 150th time, I've had to say this the last 2 weeks, like what Ben's saying, the Jags Josh Allen, not the Bills Josh Allen. Just so we're all clear, we're all on the same page that we're talking about that Josh Allen, not the other one. So, Ben, yeah, I'd be very open to that possibility at all. We'll see what happens. Raw Hector, do you think Carter will follow us after the police warrant? Still too early to see what this does to his stock and how teams react to the situation, but think about this. We have seen guys in the past, for much less of circumstance, have their stock fall off a lot over the years. I mean, I think case in point, the one that we all think of in particular was Laramie Tunsil. And what was it on draft night? A video comes out with him like with a bong, in a gas mask. And it wasn't that serious. It wasn't that big of a deal. And he went from being, a top 10 pick to barely in the first round. That thing was so overblown. And no pun intended there. But, I mean, it happened. And it cost him a lot of money. Laramie Tunsil has had a decent career in the NFL, but that didn't deserve to happen to him over that video. So with that said, Jalen Carter, I wouldn't rule it out, but it's still far too early at this point to say what exactly they'll do with that draft stock, but still a lot of time. I'll say this, the thing that Jalen Carter has going for him, for better or for worse, and for right now I think for better, is that there is time between now and when the draft starts in April. About, a month and a half, essentially, 6-7 weeks here. He might have a lot sorted out between now and then. Or there's the other side, the flip side of this, is that there could be more that comes out between now and then, too. We don't know. Wait and see. The 12 writes, how likely is it the Seahawks bring back Bobby Wagner? I would put it at a less than 20% chance. The Seahawks need him for sure. He would start and be a big impact for this defense. But Bobby Wagner is not going to be cheap. He is still worth a lot of money that he could be making. And, I mean, why would you take a hometown discount, if you want to put it that way, for a team that cut you and how bad things ended. Obviously he took that personal, the way things ended there last year. And then on top of that, he wants to be with a contending team. I think the Seahawks will be one of the top 4 teams in the NFC next year. But Bobby Wagner, when you say out loud contending team, you're probably thinking the upper echelon. The Chiefs, Bengals, Bills, Eagles, Niners. The Seahawks, I think, are on that next tier. They are better than the team he was with, the Rams. But I think Bobby's sights are set on trying to go get a ring with one of those upper tier teams. We'll see. I'd say there's a chance, but there's a long road to get to that point. Scale it for me, 1 through 100. Let's play the percentages here on Seahawks Today. How likely is it the Seahawks bring back Bobby Wagner, that he wears a Seahawks uniform in 2023? Let me know in the comment section. Scale it for me, 1 through 100. You could use the number 1. You could go as high as 100. You could go somewhere around 69. I don't care. Put a number on it. Let me know in the comment section how likely is it the Seahawks bring back Bobby Wagner. Next question comes in from Seahawks UK. What is your opinion on Lake Musgrave? Lake Musgrave. Glad you asked about Lake Musgrave. Let's tell you more about Lake Musgrave. I think you mean to say Luke Musgrave in this question. Luke Musgrave, the tight end from Oregon State. And this is a guy, you look at his measurements, 6'6", 255, came out of Bend, Oregon. Bend's a very good town. That is the home of the last Blockbuster, where Luke Musgrave is from. Luke, I've seen his name populate, and people talked about him. He's not going to be the first tight end taken. That's going to be Michael Mayer from Notre Dame. But, we'll see. It would be a nice story to see him stay within the Pacific Northwest, potentially. We'll see. But Luke Musgrave, somebody keep in mind. We'll see how it plays out. But, I'm very open to that possibility. Very good football player. Matthew writes in, if Jamal Adams moves to linebacker, middle linebacker, then we still need a strong safety in the second round and linebacker too. Okay, Matthew, you're forgetting about somebody. You forgot about somebody. Ryan Neal. Ryan Neal was terrific last year, filling in for Jamal Adams. The nerds at Pro Football Focus. And granted, I have a love-hate relationship with PFF if you watch this show from time to time. PFF rated Ryan Neal the best safety in the entire National Football League. Okay? I know some people are sitting here saying the Seahawks need a draft a safety. You can't depend on Jamal Adams. They need another option. I say you pay Ryan Neal, you bring him back, you start him at safety. You don't have to draft a safety as high. You can take care of other needs potentially. Yes, you should draft a linebacker, but strong safety, second round. Maybe there's somebody you love in the second round potentially, but that's not priority A or B for me as far as I'm concerned. But I see where you're going with that. Don't forget about Ryan Neal. Andrew writes, should the Seahawks sign Dre'Mont Jones? Dre'Mont Jones, the defensive lineman from the Denver Broncos, and it sounds like the Broncos cannot afford to pay Dre'Mont Jones, that he's going to command upwards of $12 million, and they're paying a former quarterback from a certain team that just got his own office taken away from him, and that's where all their money is going, so they can't pay good players like Dre'Mont Jones. Seahawks have a need on the defensive line. Dre'Mont Jones would be really good for that. Yeah, I am all in. Let's bring in Dre'Mont Jones. Let's see what he could do with the Seahawks and the difference that he could make. $12 million might be a lot for Denver, but for a player of his caliber, I'm all ears. Yeah, I'm very open to the possibility of bringing in Dre'Mont Jones. In fact, we talked about him more earlier this week in a video that came out Tuesday. We have a more in-depth breakdown. Encourage you to check that out more on Dre'Mont Jones. Sign Dre'Mont Jones. S for sign, P for pass. What say you? Let us know in the comment section if you want to see the Seahawks sign Dre'Mont Jones or not. Subscribe to the channel for the latest happenings on your favorite team. We are so close to 35,000 subscribers, but we need your help to get there. 196 away. Can you do it? Can you hit that sub button? Can you do it for me, your fearless leader, your papa, as you call me for whatever reason? if you're looking for any reason to subscribe, just do it for me, for my well-being, for my health. Subscribe now, youtube.com/SeahawksTV. Last one from the Moon Man himself. Nick, I like Jack Campbell more than Trenton Simpson in this draft. We can get Jack Campbell around 2. Is a tackling machine. Thoughts? Yeah, I like Jack Campbell too. I like both players, Jack Campbell and Trenton Simpson. But Jack Campbell, no question about it, would be an improvement, would certainly help out this Seahawks team, and especially when it comes to tackling. I mean, you think about this Seahawks team of all those missed tackles. I'm still thinking about Josh Jacobs and what he did when he was looking like Bo Jackson running on, the Boz back in the day with that performance that he had. Yeah, I'm all ears for that. Thanks for joining us here on Seahawks Today. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next time right here on the channel.